teenager Robbie Corner is out with friends looking at flood damage. When they return to his mother's creekside home on the city's far western edge, they find it surrounded by fast-moving water.
So we stood there and debated, should we try to get to the house? But about that point, houses started washing by where we were standing there, and propane tanks were hitting trees and exploding, and people were on the roofs of the houses that were floating by, and they were screaming. And so, we could just see there's no way we're going to be able to get to the house, and hoped that they had gotten out of there while we were gone. The water was just washing over the highway down here. It was coming out of Nameless Cave Road and that canyon, and it was just like pouring over the highway embankment right here down into this canyon. And I can remember that it sounded like a freight train. I mean, you couldn't just talk in a normal voice. You had to like yell because that was so loud. And so before too long, some National Guard were going up the highway there, and I guess we were yelling at them to see if there's any way they could, do something to see if my mom and my neighbors had escaped, and they said there was nothing they could do, and they also told us we couldn't stay there where we were standing. And so we put up an argument, but they basically just grabbed us and hauled us up the hill. And the house, which is now Mid-States Camper Sales, was owned then by a family by the name of Pasica. And so they took us up to that house, and all night long they were bringing in other people into that house.